Joey Graziadei spills the beans on intimate fantasy suite talk he had with Charity Lawson on season 20 of The Bachelorette. When Graziadei appeared on the Trading Secrets podcast recently, he dished about what went on behind the scenes with him and Lawson in the proverbial fantasy suite. According to Graziadei, the two discussed their hopes for their future. It's important to understand what you're trying to see, what's next, because I think anytime you get into this world, you have to ask the question of what it's going to be like to be in a public relationship, he told host Jason Tartick. And that conversation naturally pivots into, well, what do you want to do with all of this? You would be a fool not to at least have that conversation to see, what do you want to do, he added. Lawson went on to get engaged to Dotun Olubeko, while Graziadei went on to star in season 28 of The Bachelor, where he afterwards got engaged to Kelsey Anderson. Before they made the commitment, he and Anderson made the wise choice to discuss their expectations for the relationship in depth. Quote, "What I remembered was, I will be open to whatever this brings, but as soon as we start doing this for other people, I want out. I'm not doing this unless it's for us," Graziadei said. As for Anderson, she decided to quit her job as an assistant project manager to focus on traveling with her fiancé, which was a decision that he supported. Quote, "I had to quit. We've been so busy," she said. "I felt like it wasn't fair to my job, juggling between all of this and not being able to focus on the project that was at hand. So I ended up quitting. My boss was very kind about it all, and she was like, 'If you ever want to come back, please let us know.' The choice was made easier when Joey offered to financially support her during her transition period. Quote, part of it was that Joey was like, no matter what, I'll help you if you need help in any sense, which, gave me a little bit of financial security because I was like, oh my God, am I just going to what am I going to do for these couple months of... The leading man has already made his intentions clear. He doesn't want to relive his most painful experience and plans to find a wife. While sitting down with People, he spoke about the pre-recorded season and how he handled the drama that always transpires. He said, quote, "In a situation like that, where any move you make is really pivotal, I think that me waiting until I had all the evidence and then making a decision was the best move on the chessboard," end quote. The reality star said the issues that arose taught him a lot about himself, but also the women after his heart. He realized that their maturity showed how much they wanted a family and long-lasting relationship. Quote, "It's really easy for somebody to tell you what they want, but I think that actions speak louder than words," end quote, he declared. Ellis explained, quote, "If they're starting drama, or if they're gossiping, or if they're doing certain things, that just indicates a lack of maturity," end quote. She added, quote, "For me, a red flag is somebody who's too self-absorbed," end quote. She continued, quote, "I always want that security blanket, and I want that career, for me, regardless if it's full-time or part-time, because, yeah, with the opportunities that come. But I would say, if I don't fully like it after 6 months, I'd probably quit. 6 months to a year." When it comes to Graziadei's future, he plans to channel more of his energy into tennis, which is a major passion of his. Quote, "Tennis has given so much to me. I think I'd be crazy not to have tennis be a part of my life, but also that is something I can always pick back up at a later time because I put so much energy into it."
The Bachelor world never sleeps, and last night Joey Graziadei did the unthinkable. In a shocking interview, the Bachelor star revealed what truly went down behind closed doors with fan favorite Charity Lawson. Yes, you read that right. The intimate fantasy suite moments, normally the stuff of speculation and rumor, are now spilling out for everyone to hear. Fans have long speculated about what happens when the cameras go off. Whispers circulate about deep confessions, romantic gestures, and connections that feel electric, but rarely do contestants openly talk about it. That's why Joey's revelation is making waves across social media. From the moment Joey stepped into the fantasy suite, tensions were high. Charity, known for her bold personality and charm, didn't just show up to play it safe. According to Joey, what happened in those rooms went beyond the conventional talks that the show teased for weeks. This story isn't just about romance, it's about vulnerability, trust, and the complicated dance between genuine connection and the pressure of reality TV. The night of the fantasy suite was electric. Joey recalls pacing outside the suite, heart pounding, trying to anticipate Charity's arrival. Every fan watching on their screens likely assumed it was all about physical intimacy, but Joey emphasizes that the emotional stakes were off the charts. Charity, always the articulate and witty one, came in with a mission to get real. Their initial conversation wasn't about cliches or the usual, "where do you see this going" tropes. It was deeper. Joey admitted, "I knew I wanted to hear her thoughts, her fears, her dreams, her life story," and she did not disappoint. He explained how the cameras, though intrusive, almost amplified the intensity. They weren't just two people talking, they were two people under the microscope of millions of viewers. Every glance, every hesitation carried weight. Joey described the atmosphere as almost cinematic. This chapter isn't just about Joey's nervousness, it's about the chemistry. From subtle touches on the arm to shared laughter, every moment was charged. Charity, as Joey admitted, has a way of making time slow down, a rare talent in the whirlwind chaos of The Bachelor. Once the door closed behind them, Joey claims the real conversation began. Charity shared personal stories about her past relationships, her struggles, and her vision for the future. What Joey revealed shocked fans. She had confided in him things she had never told a soul before appearing on the show. He explained how surreal it felt. You sit there thinking you know someone because you've seen them for weeks, but hearing their heart out in the fantasy suite, it's a whole different ballgame. He emphasized how important it was for him to listen and truly understand Charity, not just as a contestant, but as a woman with real hopes and fears. What made this night extraordinary, Joey admitted, was the mutual vulnerability. He opened up about his insecurities, about love, trust, and the reality TV world that sometimes distorts people's intentions. Charity responded not with judgment, but with empathy. Joey said this emotional honesty was the real spark. Of course, a fantasy suite night isn't complete without flirtation, but Joey insists it wasn't all games. He detailed how their playful teasing intertwined seamlessly with serious conversation. Quote, "Every laugh, every playful glance, it felt like we were discovering each other in real time," Joey said. Fans might assume flirtation is shallow, but for Joey, it was a settled dance of connection. Charity's humor, coupled with moments of softness, created a tension that was irresistible. He described small gestures that might seem insignificant on TV, like leaning in to hear her story, brushing a strand of hair from her face, or sharing a toast to the night ahead. Each moment, Joey said, was layered with meaning. The intimacy of these small acts made the conversation in the fantasy suite unforgettable. It wasn't about rushing, it was about savoring the connection. Joey emphasized how rare it is to find someone with whom you can talk, laugh, and share private moments without pretense. As the night deepened, so did the conversation. Joey confessed that he and Charity navigated some heavy topics: fears of heartbreak, career pressures, and the scrutiny that comes with reality TV fame. He admitted moments of doubt and tension arose, both wondering if their connection could survive beyond the show. Charity, according to Joey, expressed the same vulnerability he felt, which made the experience intense but grounding. Joey recounted a moment when they shared silence, just the two of them in the suite. That quiet, he explained, spoke louder than words. It was an unspoken understanding, a connection beyond scripted lines or camera cues. Now comes the part fans have been waiting for, the secret moments. Joey didn't reveal explicit details, but he did hint at surprising twists that left both him and Charity speechless. "One thing I will say," Joey teased, "there was a moment that I never expected. It caught me completely off guard, and I think it surprised Charity too." He left fans on the edge of their seats, implying that the fantasy suite isn't just about intimacy, it's about discovering unexpected sides of each other. The suspense, Joey admits, is part of the thrill. Reality TV, after all, thrives on the unpredictable. But beyond the drama, Joey emphasized how genuine their connection was, even amidst twists and surprises. The morning after, Joey described a mix of emotions: excitement, relief, and awe. He shared how he felt a deeper bond with Charity than with anyone else on the show. He also reflected on the complexity of reality TV relationships. The fantasy suite can amplify emotions, but Joey stresses the importance of looking beyond cameras and production. It's about real people, real emotions, and real decisions. Since Joey's revelation, social media has exploded. Fans are dissecting every word, screenshot, and tweet. Speculation about Charity's reactions, the intensity of their connection, and possible future developments has gone viral. Joey admitted the backlash and curiosity are overwhelming, but he also expressed gratitude. He wanted fans to see a side of us that's rarely shown, the heart of the connection, not just the theatrics. The reactions are mixed. Some applaud their honesty, others are skeptical. Yet one thing is clear: Joey Graziadei's candidness about the fantasy suite with Charity Lawson has shaken up the Bachelor fandom in ways few anticipated. Looking back, Joey shared what he learned about love, vulnerability, and communication. He stressed that the fantasy suite isn't just about physical moments, it's about emotional intimacy, trust, and the courage to be yourself. Quote, "Love isn't just fireworks, it's honesty, patience, and really seeing the person in front of you." Joey said Charity embodies that fully. This chapter leaves viewers with inspiration and reflection. Beyond the glitz and glamour, relationships, real relationships, are built on connection, respect, and shared vulnerability. Joey wrapped up the interview by teasing what's next. "I can't reveal everything yet, but let's just say the fantasy suite was just the beginning." Fans are left speculating, will Charity and Joey pursue a relationship off-screen? Was the connection fleeting or life-changing? One thing is certain, the fantasy suite conversation has left a mark, a tantalizing story that will be dissected by Bachelor fans for months to come. Joey Graziadei didn't just spill the beans, he gave the audience a rare glimpse into the raw, emotional, and sometimes unpredictable world of Bachelor romance.
Never imagined his words would spark such a wildfire. In a candid interview that had Bachelor fans buzzing, he revealed what truly went down in the fantasy suite with fan favorite Charity Lawson. The Bachelor universe thrives on secrecy, teasing moments of connection and chemistry while keeping viewers in suspense. But now, one of the show's most private nights has been thrown into the spotlight. And Joey? He isn't holding back. "I knew this was going to be intense, but I didn't realize just how much Charity and I would uncover about each other in that suite," Joey admitted. For fans, the question had always lingered. What really happens when the cameras stop rolling? Joey's story provides an answer, but in a way no one expected. It's a tale of flirtation, vulnerability, and emotional honesty, a glimpse behind the glitz, the editing, and the reality TV theatrics. And it all begins with that fateful knock on the fantasy suite door. The night began like any other, anticipation hanging thick in the air, hearts pounding, and the world watching through a lens. Joey remembers pacing outside the suite, rehearsing the lines he wouldn't say. Every second felt like a lifetime. When Charity arrived, the energy shifted instantly. She walked in with confidence, carrying an aura that made it impossible for Joey to focus on anything else. "You could cut the tension with a knife," Joey later said. It wasn't just about attraction. It was a mixture of curiosity, nerves, and excitement. For fans watching on TV, they assumed it was all about chemistry, but Joey stressed that what happened that night was deeper than the surface. This was about emotional intimacy, discovering truths, and connecting on a level that reality TV rarely captures. Small gestures mattered, a hand brushing across the back of a chair, a shared laugh that lingered just a little too long, a look that said more than words ever could. Charity has a way of making you feel seen, Joey explained. Even under cameras, it was like no one else existed. Once the door closed, reality TV cliches went out the window. Charity didn't waste a second. She asked questions that cut straight to the heart. "Joey, what scares you most about love?" she asked. Joey paused, taken aback. He wasn't expecting honesty to be met with honesty, but that's exactly what happened. He confessed his fears: fear of heartbreak, fear of not being enough, fear that the connection they were building could slip away once the cameras stopped rolling. Charity, surprisingly, opened up too. She spoke about her past relationships, her dreams, and her personal struggles. Joey admitted he had never heard her so vulnerable, so raw. It was the kind of honesty that makes reality TV magic feel genuine. It was like we were peeling layers off each other, layer by layer. No judgment, just understanding. Of course, the night wasn't all serious. Flirtation crept in naturally, but it wasn't forced or superficial. Joey and Charity teased each other with witty banter, laughed at private jokes, and shared knowing glances that spoke volumes.
Every laugh was electric, Joey revealed. Every playful touch felt meaningful. It wasn't just chemistry, it was connection. He described moments that seemed minor, but left lasting impressions. Leaning closer to hear a story, lightly touching a hand while laughing, exchanging glances that made time seem to pause. These subtle actions, Joey explained, were just as intimate as any conversation. For the Bachelor audience, these details are tantalizing because they hint at a closeness that cameras rarely capture. Joey emphasized that the fantasy suite isn't just about romance or flirtation. It's about exploring all dimensions of a connection: emotional, intellectual, and yes, flirtatious. As the night progressed, the conversation took on more serious tones. Joey and Charity navigated fears of heartbreak, trust issues, and the pressure of being watched by millions. There were moments of tension, Joey admitted. Moments where I wondered if we were truly on the same page. But it wasn't just about doubt. It was about navigating emotions honestly. Charity shared insecurities that revealed her depth, and Joey reciprocated with equal transparency. One unforgettable moment, a silence so profound that it became louder than any conversation. Joey recalled looking into Charity's eyes and realizing the weight of the connection. It was like the world disappeared. Just us. No cameras, no audience, no expectations. This is the part fans live for, the hints of the unexpected. Joey teased a moment that neither he nor Charity anticipated, one that left both of them speechless. I can't give away everything, he warned, but there was a moment that surprised me completely, and I think it caught Charity off guard too. Fans are left speculating. Was it a confession? A revelation about past heartbreak? A playful surprise? Joey's carefully chosen words fuel the intrigue while keeping the specifics hidden, a classic Bachelor-style cliffhanger. He explained that the fantasy suite isn't just about romance or flirtation. It's about discovering sides of each other that might otherwise remain hidden. And in that space, he and Charity uncovered layers of personality, vulnerability, and connection that will stay with them forever. Morning brought reflection. Joey described a mix of excitement, awe, and introspection. He felt a bond with Charity that was rare, even for the high-stakes world of reality TV. It's one thing to connect on television. It's another to connect with someone without the cameras influencing every word or gesture. He pondered the reality of relationships formed on a show like The Bachelor. The fantasy suite magnifies emotions, but real-life dynamics are entirely different. Still, the night had given him a glimpse into what a genuine connection could be. Fans are left wondering, did the fantasy suite create a lifelong bond, or was it a fleeting, unforgettable experience? Joey hinted that while the night was transformative, the real test would occur off-screen, where love is no longer scripted. As soon as Joey's interview aired, social media erupted. Fans analyzed every word, clip, and quote. Tweets speculated on Charity's reactions, Instagram stories exploded with theories, and Reddit forums dissected possible twists. Honestly, it's overwhelming, Joey said, but I'm grateful. I wanted fans to see the side of us that's rarely shown, the emotional, vulnerable side, not just the dramatics. The reactions were mixed. Some praised Joey and Charity for their honesty, while others questioned whether reality TV pressure might distort the connection. But one thing is undeniable. Joey's revelations shook the Bachelor fandom to its core. Joey reflected on what the experience taught him. He emphasized that the fantasy suite isn't just about physical intimacy alone. It's about emotional connection, honesty, and trust. Love isn't just fireworks, Joey said. It's honesty, patience, and seeing the person in front of you fully. For him, Charity embodied those qualities. Their night together was a lesson in vulnerability, emotional depth, and the courage to show one's true self. He believes that these elements are essential in any relationship, on or off reality TV. Joey concluded his interview with a tantalizing promise. The fantasy suite was just the beginning. There's more to come, and I can't wait to share it, when the time is right. The Bachelor universe immediately exploded with speculation. Will Joey and Charity pursue a serious relationship? Was the fantasy suite connection fleeting or the start of something enduring? Fans were left hanging on every word,
eager for the next chapter in this roller coaster romance. Joey Graziadei didn't just reveal secrets, he gave viewers a rare glimpse into the emotional and psychological complexity of connecting with someone under extraordinary circumstances. Since the interview, fans have been relentless. Hashtags like Joey and Charity, hashtag Fantasy Suite Revealed, hashtag Bachelor Secrets trended across social media. Memes and fan theories flooded Instagram and TikTok, dissecting every nuance of Joey's account. Charity herself responded with a cryptic Instagram story, a simple heart emoji and a wink. The world went wild, speculating what it meant. Was it playful acknowledgement, a tease for the future, or a private joke between the two of them? Joey remained tight-lipped but satisfied. Some things are meant to be shared, some are meant to stay private. But I hope people understand that connection, real connection, is about more than what you see on screen. And with that, the story left Bachelor fans both satisfied and craving more. One thing is certain, Joey Graziadei and Charity Lawson's Fantasy Suite Night will be discussed, theorized, and reimagined for months to come.